Hey, it's the Scotch Test Dummies. We're gonna do a bourbon shootout. What do you think, Bruno?
I'm ready.
All right, yeah, I was at home and I was tasting. I think I was tasting the Wigle, and I thought, all right, that's good, but we still got to film with it. So let me try the Wheat State. And then I thought, you know what? Let me throw the Bookers in there because the Booker's highly rated. And then I got crazy and I tried the Stranahans. I thought Bruno's got to do this too. We got to show you guys because it was real interesting. I'll tell you right off, my impressions is you can definitely pick up the bourbon feel, but they all have subtleties and it's real nice when they're coming together. So here's what we've done. He set up mine. They're randomly set up. I don't know how they are. We've got the name on the bottom of a sticky note. You can't see it. I can't tell which is which. And I figured maybe we just start from the outside and work in and just kind of taste it as we go, but we got to chit chat.
Okay.
All right.
It's even been, it's been a while since I've even tasted a couple of these,
Yes.
so.
Right.
But we didn't talk, the four that we've got, Booker's.
Bingo.
Which is a cask strength. That one should be pretty easy to find out. It's 65% alcohol. That's what I'm going to rely on with it. We got our Wheat State,
Right here
bourbon,
in Wichita, Kansas.
small batch bourbons,
Craft.
local. Stranahans Black Label
Should be strong.
from Colorado, not Colorado.
Thank you.
And Wigle.
We go from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
All right.
All right,
Are
so
you
let's
go-
give
we
it a
both
try.
going?
Yeah, I figure we can
We're
try
gonna-
them, but we just gotta let's kind of do one at a time and chat as we go, and just because we got to get that chatter in there. What do you think? What do
Well,
you
I need
perplexed?
to be able to remember as I go, hand me that pen
Yeah.
down there.
You
I'll
want the
write
pen?
down what I think.
Okay,
they
yeah,
are.
that's good. We'll share the pen. We'll share the pen.
Ready?
All right, ready? So here we go.
Who's talking? Either
See,
one of
I
us
think we
talking.
can both just kind of
That's a
chit
bourbon.
chat. Yeah, I figured I would. Whoo, that one's strong. Right
That
off
one's
the bat, I'm thinking Booker's. I think I got that as the Stranahans. Having a hard time
Which one?
picking that one up.
I think this one's the Booker's. It's really strong. I'll save that one for last.
Wow, this one's got a cinnamon. That one's got a cinnamon. So nose, I can't quite tell. Are you tasting now? Which one? So you're tasting? I don't even remember what I poured for you.
That one's cinnamon.
Cinnamon?
That must have been the same. That's the same one.
Cinnamon. Sweet. All right. Oh, wow.
I don't know though.
I'm going to guess.
Because I
first
know
off-
which one that is on yours.
Really? Now my pen isn't working. Come on. All right. All right. I think that one's that. We don't have a cleanser, so I know. No.
I hate
know
to
we
say
don't
out
wanna
loud,
rush
but I
through
think
it.
they are.
Oh, I know what that is. That's a Stranahan right there. I can
Yeah, I
tell.
need some. I need a palate. Once again, I need a palate cleanser for it.
I still think to a certain extent, I want to pick up that mix. I'm definitely having the hardest problem with the two craft ones, I think. I believe Booker's, then Stranahans. That one got you? I just figured this one out. I think this is a Wigle. All right, and
I'm under too much pressure. I can't do it.
too much pressure.
Yeah, they're all blending together
This
already.
is the wheat. I can tell. No, here's the kicker. I definitely know this has spent more time in a cask, and this has a unique flavor. The Diamond Peak definitely makes it distinguished.
That's what I thought on the nose.
The two crafts are the harder ones to pick up, in my opinion. So you're calling that the Booker, you're calling that the Strand.
I thought.
Yeah, and then you're struggling. Yeah, the two hardest ones. Now here's the deal. These craft ones, this bourbon in particular, I believe only spent about 15 months in cask, if I remember right. It is not a straight bourbon, the Wigle. It is not spent 2 years in, and
It says right there, aged for at least 12 months.
bingo, at least
On the
12.
Wigle.
And I believe the Wheat State's about the same. So that's why I think those are the harder ones. Because if I remember right, we've got, I don't think it's going to tell me how long it was in. Nope, just a number 3 char on the barrel. And it was the first run. All right, how about if we do?
I'll tell you, I've labeled this one the Stranahans,
All right,
and this one the Bookers.
bingo.
And I'm trying to narrow down, like you said, the 2, the Wheat State and the Wigle.
And that's hard on that. I've spent more time with them than you, so I know. Let me try and see my deal. So I have this one here, the cinnamony flavor as
Can I pull up my notes
as the
from?
Bookers. Sure, do whatever you want. I'm going to do a little bit of a reveal since I've got mine figured out. So I called this the Bookers. Bingo, it was the Bookers. So right here, boom. Stranahans, I know I got this one right because I'm a big fan of the Stranahans. Boom, Stranahans, got it going on. Now the harder ones. I have Wigle and Wheat State. So and I'm pretty sure that's the Wigle. Boom, Wigle and Wheat State, obviously by default, Wheat State. So I got mine picked right. Why don't we check the 2 that you know, and then you can go in and narrow. I'm going to go back to some of the cinnamon.
I got my Bookers right there. That one's not hard to miss. And the Wigle I thought was the Stranahans.
So that's going to help you out. Now you know you're going to miss another one.
Yeah, yeah.
So knowing that,
So this
which
is
one
the
do you
Wigle.
think's
This one was the Wigle, and I thought it was the Stranahans.
So which one do you think?
Now I have in my
is the
notes.
Stranahan? Dang, that Bookers is good.
Well, there was a lot of cinnamon in that one. The black Stranahans was darker.
I got to say, that was. You got her now?
That's the Stranahans then.
Flip it.
And then the Wheat State.
Flip.
Nope.
Oh, Wheat State. And Strand.
That was the one I got with the cinnamon.
So try the Strand again, and then compare it to the Bookers where I get a lot of cinnamon.
I don't want to try the Bookers again.
Give me the Bookers. You don't want the book? I mean, the Bookers, this is where I can definitely, when they're all together, sometimes I can't.
So I got one right.
I don't know.
What'd you get? Did you get all 4?
I get
Huh?
Yeah. So
I have a hard time though without that palate cleanser distinct. Once I get one on my palate or 2, then they're all.
I would say
together.
a little bit of cheating on my part too, not on this method, but I actually did this and said, Bruno, we got to do this again. So because I literally was sampling this and thought, let me compare it to the Wheat State, and then I thought, well, let me throw a Bookers in there, and I was like, wow, I can definitely see the bourbon characteristics that are the same, and then I thought, let me throw a crazy one in there, and I threw in
The spicy Stranahans was the first one I tasted, and that threw me off. But the Bookers, I was definitely able to tell that 65% alcohol. So,
and when I tried the Bookers by itself, it was good. But what this allowed me to do is really see what a longer length of time and aging will do. Not to
now
mention
since
it
we're
is
done with the
cask
tasting, I'm just going to throw some water in.
Boom. Throw it in there.
Stranahans.
Stranahan's nose is very unique too. And it's got the Stranahans almost has it almost gives me that dark fruity flavor in it. Really distinguishes it from the other ones.
Yeah, and it's not a bourbon though, so I was trying to distinguish which. After I had them all on my palate though, it was hard for me to say.
It's 94 proof, 47%. So, yeah, it's a single malt whiskey. So, it's definitely, that's the other difference with it. But I really, if anybody out there gets a chance, throw in a little bit of a range. We didn't even do full ounce. But to really pull out, oh, this is what I like on this one, this is what I like on that one.
But I think though too, like if you had the Bookers and you had a bourbon and you had a rye and you had maybe a cognac cask, something or where you got a little bit. Work on those where you've got definitely different characteristics. Get to where you can distinguish those, and then start probably. 4 bourbons, even though Stranahans isn't a bourbon.
Right.
Three bourbons and a whiskey in there.
But that's why I wanted to throw that in there because. But when I was having them, that's what was interesting for me is by stringing them together, I was able to actually pick out some of the differences that I don't think I would have been able to get if I would have had it, a week later or something, or totally wide-ranging different types of stuff. And I threw the Stranahans at the end just to say, okay, how much different is this from the bourbon? So, I don't know, give it a shot, try some of these. I'm finding when we do these little shootouts, and like I said, that was an impromptu one I kind of did on my own at home. But when I did that shootout, it actually allowed me to really see the difference in the two craft distillers and to see the difference in a very nice, highly rated Booker's cask strength. You can kind of feel the extra age in here. And I know I'm not trying to do a comparison because you got a cask strength with some craft ones that haven't been in so long.
I just pulled up my notes on the Stranahan Black, and I had cinnamon in there. So had I searched it out, I would have found my notes with the cinnamon.
But compared to that Booker's, man, that Booker's just really gives me that cinnamon explosion.
You get it's an explosion, but it's not the cinnamon. It's the alcohol content.
See, with the Stranahans, I get more of the dark fruit in it. But all right, Scotch test dummies, a little whiskey shootout. Can't really call it a bourbon shootout since we got the Stranahans in there. But hey, there you go.
America's
shootout.
America.
Yeah, I don't know. See you guys.
Sláinte.
Dummies.